Check the answers for the previous home assignment. First mean, write whether the following changes are reversible or irreversible. The first one, milk to curd. So this is a very easy one. It is irreversible change because you cannot convert curd back to milk. The second one, water to ice. The answer is, it is a reversible change because when you provide heat to ice, it will turn back to water. Third one, rice grains to cooked rice. The answer is irreversible change because you cannot get back rice grains from cooked rice. So therefore, this change cannot be reversed. It is irreversible change. Fourth one, cold milk to hot milk. It is a reversible change. Second main, answer the following questions. First one, mention a few changes you see around yourself. So for this, I told you can look around and try to list the changes which you see around yourself. The answer is, the changes we see around us are blooming of flower, leaves falling, ripening of fruit, seeds germinating, milk turning to curd, drying of wet clothes, burning of candle, burning of paper, etc. Second main, differentiate between reversible and irreversible changes. So you can make two columns and write. First column, reversible changes. Changes that can be reversed are called reversible changes. Example, wet clothes to dry clothes. In the second column, irreversible changes. Changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible changes. Example, milk to paneer. Let us quickly recapitulate what we studied in our previous class. There are many changes taking place around us. Example, blooming of flowers, falling of leaves, yellowing of leaves, growth of plants, growth of children, etc. Changes can be reversible or irreversible. Changes that can be reversed are called reversible changes. Example, woolen yarn to knitted sweater, wet clothes to dry clothes. Changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible changes. Example, raw egg to boiled egg, grain to flour. Now let us continue with our lesson. Let us continue with our lesson, changes around us. Now let us look into a few more examples of reversible changes. The first picture, you can see the potter is making a pot. So what he is doing? He is first mixing the clay, the wet clay, and then he puts it onto the wheel and makes a pot. Now, is it possible to get back the clay from the pot? Can you reverse this process? Yes, you can. You can get back the clay from the wet pot. So this is a reversible change. Now look at the second picture of the ice cream. So the ice cream has melted in the plate here. Now, is it possible to get back the ice cream as it is from the melted to the solid form? Is it possible? Definitely yes. So what you people generally do, you put it into the freezer, again it becomes the normal ice cream. And again if it melts, again you repeat the same process. So it is a reversible process. Look at the third one. We can see the picture of a straight rope or maybe a string also. And you can see it is coiled. So is it possible to get the straight rope back from the coiled rope? Definitely yes. We can uncoil the rope and make it straight again. So it is a reversible process. So children, if you look around yourself, in our everyday life, we find so many such processes happening around us, which shows that the changes are reversible. Now let us learn a few more examples of irreversible changes. The first picture is that of a pencil. A new pencil, when you start to write, is quite lengthy and nice to look at, with a proper neat rubber behind it sometimes, isn't it? But as you keep using it, the pencil becomes shorter and shorter. And if it has a rubber behind it, then even the rubber may become very small or may sometimes even disappear, isn't it? So, is it possible for you to get back the same original pencil what you started with, the lengthy one? No, it is not possible. You cannot reverse this process. Once it becomes short, you cannot make it longer again. So, this is an irreversible change. The second picture is that of an eraser. So you can see a new eraser which is white and rectangular in shape. When you use it continuously, what happens? The corners become blunt, it becomes dirty, and sometimes the rectangular shape is also lost. But by any way, can you get back the same shape of the rubber again? Is it possible? No. So this is also an irreversible change. Come down to the third picture where you can see the idli batter. We use idli batter to prepare idlis. Now the batter, which is a liquid form, will turn into idlis which are solid. Is it possible to reverse this? Can you get back the batter from the idli? It's impossible. So this is also an irreversible change. Look at the next picture. Similar picture we have seen earlier just before the slide, isn't it? So again the potter is making a pot. After making the pot, he bakes it into the oven. After baking, the pot becomes quite hard. Now, is it possible to get back the same pot what he started with, or can he get back the clay? No, it is not possible, because after baking, he cannot get back the wet clay. So this becomes an irreversible change. So what is an irreversible change? How do we define irreversible change? Changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible changes. So I hope you people have understood what is reversible and irreversible changes. Some changes are slow and some are fast. For example, germination of seeds. So this is a change which takes some time, probably maybe a few days, around 4 to 5 days, or maybe even shorter depending upon the kind of seed. So it is a slow process which cannot happen in a single day or maybe within a few minutes. Ripening of a fruit. You must be aware of the fruit, especially the mango season, what we usually have during summer. The raw mangoes, which are so hard, they take a long time to ripen. Rusting of iron. You would have seen the rusted iron piece. If you keep it outside, now lot of rain is there, so if you keep a piece of iron outside, do you think the very next day it starts rusting? No. It will take some time, a few days, only then you can observe the rusting. So this is also a change. But since it is taking some time or a long time to occur, we call them as slow changes. So what are slow changes? Changes that take a long time to occur are called slow changes. Example: germination of seeds, ripening of a fruit, rusting of iron, etc. Now there are a few changes which take place within a short period of time or very instantly within a few minutes. For example, breaking of a glass. The minute you put down the glass from your hand, it breaks into pieces. So the glass, which was a proper shape, has come down in the form of pieces. So a change has taken place instantly. Next example we can think of is burning of paper. It hardly takes a few seconds for a rectangular sheet of paper to turn into ashes. Inflating a balloon. When you blow the balloon, it increases in size and changes the shape also. So it will not take many days to show the change. It happens instantly. So the changes that take place in a short time are called fast changes. So we have the slow changes and the fast changes. What are slow changes? Changes that take a long time to occur are called slow changes. And changes that take place in a short time are called fast changes. Children, observe the pictures given here. They are the tools used for digging soil. The first picture is that of pickaxe. The second one is a shovel. We generally use these tools for digging purpose, either in agriculture or gardening. Now, if you observe the tools here, you will find that an iron blade is fixed to a wooden handle. How do you think the wooden handle was fixed to the iron blade? The iron blade of these tools has a ring in which the wooden handle is fixed. The iron ring is slightly smaller in size than the wooden handle. To fix the handle, the ring is heated and it becomes slightly larger in size, or it expands. So usually we see that when we heat a metal such as iron, it expands. Now the wooden handle easily fixes into the ring. When the ring cools down, it contracts and fits tightly onto the handle. So what happens here is, when you heat the iron, the ring expands, the size of the ring increases, and the wooden handle fits into it easily. Later, when the iron blade is cooled, the metal contracts and the wooden handle is fixed tightly. So here we see that there is a change occurring due to heating. And what was the change? The iron expanded on heating and contracted on cooling, or metals expand on heating and contract on cooling. Let us look into one more example where changes occur on heating. Now you can see the pictures of the bullock cart wheel. The wooden wheels, if you have observed, if you are staying in a village or you have gone through, you would have observed the wheel of the bullock cart. If you have observed closely, you would have found that there is a wooden wheel around which you can find a metal rim, a metal ring like structure which is stuck tightly to the wheel. Now, how did this happen? What was the process behind this? Again, like how we observed in the previous example of the pickaxe, the same method is used here. The metal rim is made slightly smaller than the wooden wheel. On heating, the rim expands and fits onto the wheel. So since the rim is made of metal, they heat it, and once you heat, what happens? It expands. Once it expands, it fits onto the wheel. Cold water is then poured over the rim. So what happens when you pour cold water? The metal rim cools and contracts, and then it fits tightly onto the wheel. So this is how the metal rim is fixed onto a bullock cart wheel. So what is the change you saw here again? The change was the metal expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Points to remember. Children, you are going to write down these points in your classwork. Changes that take a long time to occur are called slow changes. Example: germination of seeds, rusting of iron, ripening of a fruit, etc. Changes that take place in a short time are called fast changes. Example: breaking of glass, burning of paper, inflating a balloon, etc. Some changes occur due to heating, that is expansion and contraction. Metals expand on heating and contract on cooling. Fixing a metal rim on a wooden wheel of a cart. On heating, the metal rim expands and fits onto the wooden wheel. Cold water is then poured over the rim, which contracts and fits tightly onto the wheel. Home assignment. First main. Some changes are listed in the following table. For each change, write in the blank column whether the change can be reversed or not. The first one, the sawing of a piece of wood. So you must have seen the carpenters sawing the wood. Now you are going to think and write whether it is possible to get back the same piece of wood from the pieces which are left out after sawing. Can you join it back? Can you get back the same original piece of wood? If you get back, you write as yes. If it is not possible, write as no. The second one, the melting of ice candy. is it reversible or irreversible? Third one, dissolving sugar in water. So here you are going to think whether you can get back sugar from water. Fourth one, the cooking of food. It could be anything. Preparing rice, curries, cooking vegetable. So think whether you can reverse the process or not. Fifth one, the ripening of mango. Can you get back the raw mango? Sixth one, souring of milk. So these are the 6 changes. Think whether they can be reversed or not and fill in the blanks there. Second question, to walk through a waterlogged area. What do you mean by waterlogged area? The place which is filled with water, stagnant water. When it rains heavily, you can find in some places there is a lot of water collected. So that is called as waterlogged. You usually shorten the length of your dress by folding it. Can this change be reversed? So, when you're walking in such a waterlogged area, to prevent your dress from getting wet, what you do? You will fold it. Now the question is, can you unfold the dress back to its normal length or not? Is this change reversible or not? You are going to write the answer. The next question, you accidentally dropped your favorite toy and broke it. This is a change you did not want. Can this change be reversed? So can you get back your favorite toy as it was earlier? Think and write. The next one is an activity for all of you, which I would like you all to do and write the answer. Observe preparation of dishes at your home. Identify 2 changes that can be reversed. So, when your parents or your mother is cooking, keep an eye or just watch and find out any 2 changes which can be reversed, where you can get back the product, and write the answer here. So I hope it's an easy assignment and all of you will be doing it. So we'll continue in the next class, children. Thank you.